Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this special edition of Grady News Source, the Spring Health Update. I'll be your host, Hunter Beasley, and in a few minutes, we will be joined by environmental health analyst Matthew Brown, who will let us know the latest on the spring pollen trends. I know my nose started running last week when I saw that familiar tint of green take over my car. That's when I knew that the spring allergy season was back. So let's now turn to our analysts. Matthew, thanks for joining us on this special health update. I got to start by asking you, is this pollen season starting earlier and earlier each year?
Hunter, thanks for having me. Earlier this week, I actually had the opportunity to talk to CDC's Ari Madigan. He's a health scientist who spends most of his time studying geography and climate. And he said that Georgia and the majority of the North American continent are experiencing climate change, and that cities across the Southeast are experiencing more frequent and longer summer heat waves, and that the winter temperatures are warming up. Both of these play a huge part in which species survive and thrive. And this includes pollen producing plants and trees. So yes, Hunter, places like Athens, Georgia, we'll see an earlier pollen season as its warm temperatures continue to hold steady.
That's good for everyone to know and proves that I'm not going crazy with my daily perceptions. Now, I know that I've got it pretty easy with this nice indoor studio job downtown, but what kind of effect will this pollen season have on Athenians and UGA student athletes who spend way more time outside than me?
See, now that's a tricky question, Hunter. Every person seems to have a different reaction to pollen and the allergy season. As you can see, I'm at the Turner Soccer Complex where UGA's women's soccer team practice and compete. I actually had the chance to sit down with the senior midfielder, Abby Boyan, and ask her what it's like for a spring sport athlete to compete during the Georgia's allergy season. And I think it's also important to note she's from New Jersey. So being down south will be definitely a total different experience from what she's used to. But let's see what she had to say.
It's not like it will make or break how I like a game if I play amazing or if I do terrible based on my allergies, but it definitely doesn't make me feel 100%. Whether it's like, I think sometimes even it affects my breathing if my nose is so stuffy or like my throat is kind of scratchy, or like say that night before I don't get the best sleep because I am irritable from all the allergies and like itching my eyes and stuff, and it really drains my body and my energy.
It's clear that even UGA's most healthy student athletes, like Miss Boyan, are still feeling the effects of spring allergy season. So let me ask you this. Did Mr. Manigan have any advice for how people can stay healthy and prevent falling ill from pollen?
He sure did, Hunter. Pollen exposure can cause asthma attacks in people, even athletes. So even the fittest of people can be affected and suffer from congestion, runny nose, and sometimes even hay fever. But here are some tips for our viewers watching from home that they can apply to their daily life, according to Manigan. First, remember to wash your hands and keep them away from your eyes. Wash them frequently after being outdoors for a long period of time. Change your home's air filter regularly. And remember to take showers and change clothes after being outside for spending long hours outdoors. And you can even check the pollen forecasts from your local news stations. But if you feel like allergies can be a big problem for you this spring, it's best that you meet with a doctor or a physician to receive the appropriate medicine and care.
Thanks, Matt, for helping us gather a professional's advice on the subject. But just to reiterate, everyone's experience can be different, so don't be scared to go and see the world outside your front door. Thank you for joining us for this special Spring Health Update edition of Grady News Source, and have a great night and a healthy spring season.